From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big afternoon and a big noontime here on Noontime LA with incredible details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. The multiple stimulus checks that start in the month of July. We'll be going over how much you get, when you get it, and the breaking news that formed today, and the hilarious breaking news that formulated early this morning. You are going to laugh with me on this one. In the second half of this video, we turn to fifth stimulus that'll raise your benefits up a lifetime because of an incredible benchmark that'll be the highest of a generation. Then in the middle of this recording, we go over the thousands of dollars you can get right now. It's a great day, and viewers continue to get the money, and I want you to get the money as well. It's a great, beautiful Friday. I'm here, you're here. Let's get to the money, starting right now on Noontime LA. Hey, good noontime, everybody. How are you doing? Congratulations, you made it to the weekend. That's always an achievement unto itself. You made it to the weekend. How are you doing? How's the weather where you are? You can clearly tell it is sunny and beautiful, not hot, a nice little breeze, no June gloom here in Santa Monica, live on air with you just after 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tell me how the weather is where you are and where you're tuning in from, if you're in the live chat right now or watching this later today in the comments of the video. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, we're going to go over the breaking news and the hilarious breaking news about the fourth stimulus check. Then the second half of this video, we're going to go over fifth stimulus that will raise your benefits up, especially if you are everyone from a veteran to an SSI or SSDI recipient. Wonderful news. Then the middle recording, we go over the thousands of dollars of viewers continue to get it, and we're going to go over how you can get it as well. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. I'm with you all weekend long, so don't leave me. I'll miss you. Live in the morning, like right now, and then taped in the afternoons. I'm back with you at 3 o'clock with Afternoons LA, then 5 o'clock with Evenings LA, and then at 7 o'clock with Evenings Crypto and Overnights Crypto then after that. Later this video, I'll tell you about the double chat room fun parties on this channel. You may have not seen them. I'll tell you about them coming up later this video. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Next stomp, 1 year. 400,000 subscribers in 1 year. I want you to subscribe to this channel right now. Also, like this video. Don't forget to like. Every time you like, it helps the algorithm rankings. 2,000-3,000 likes. Hit that like right now. Let's get into that fourth stimulus check right now, comparing the House bill from the Senate proposal and the breaking news on this as well. So the House bill from Jalopal provides a monthly stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal, on the other hand, provides a stimulus check from July to December. Now let's compare the monthly amounts. There you go. $2,000 the first month from the House, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate amount unknown, but word on the street, the Senate amount is this. Wow. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Boy. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Now let's check back to Jalopal's House bill and understand why the macroeconomic numbers may be modifying how much you get. Jalopal's bill, pandemic plus 1 year. Well, legislators contend potentially that the pandemic is over. If they do, then Jalopal's bill would provide stimulus checks for 1 year, not pandemic plus 1 year. That would amount to 12 months of stimulus checks over 12 months, which is $13,000 over 12 months. Compared to this, over 6 months, oh boy, which one do you like? Vote in the live chat right now or in the description of this video. Senate or House, which one do you like? I want to see you vote in. And also drop in the comments where you're watching from and how's the weather. Senate or House. Let's go over the other details. Who gets a fourth stimulus check? You do. If you make less than $75,000, a single individual, you get the fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just double it. Marry a family of 4, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, congratulations, you get the fourth stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and survivor benefits. The fourth stimulus check would not come out in waves because it's not a waivable check. I check. No, it comes out on a monthly basis. It can't be waivable. Then the fourth stimulus check has the same amount for everyone. Independents, adult dependent, Snoopy. Everyone gets the same amount for the fourth stimulus check. Well, maybe not Snoopy. And then the fourth stimulus check would not come out, would not be taxable because it's not income. I don't think you work for the stimulus check. This is just them giving the stimulus check. And finally, the stimulus check may or may not be taken out for tax for child support. We don't know those details. Finally, the fourth stimulus check would come in the month of July. The legislators who make representations, not me, I'm a reporter, represent the vote would be in the month of July. That means that the fourth stimulus check would land in the month of July for the month of July, and then in the month of August for the month of August. And there you go. That is the first of 3 parts of the fourth stimulus check update of 2021 in this video. Coming up in the next part is the breaking news and a preview of the hilarious breaking news late in this video about fourth stimulus. But first, here's a preview of the second half of the video. I'm going to be going over fifth stimulus that raises up your benefits for SSI and SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and more, and then applies a benchmark. We'll learn a little bit more about that benchmark today and why it will be the best change you've seen of a generation. Wow, just wonderful. Now let's turn to the big money that I want you to get right now. If you're new to this channel, I have been getting people money since day one. And it's important that this is 2021, so you want to be cashing checks, not tracking checks. So let's go over that big, beautiful money you can get right now. And it starts with $250 billion for you. That's not all for you. You guys share. Sharing is caring. You can have 249 and I'll take $1 billion. It's sharing is caring. It's not all 249 billion for you. What is this landing? Where is it landing? City, counties, and states this week and next week. Let's go over all the details. Get a pen and paper ready. Stay with me to the end of this video. Got a lot of money to get you, and I'm starting in just a second. We're starting with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and also homeowners utilities. Boy, people, you are killing it. I don't go less than an hour without a viewer saying that they got money for rent or utilities or SNAP. If you got money, jump in the live chat, say what you got. Jump into the comments, say what you got. Every time you do, it inspires other people to get the money because it's your money. We're cashing checks on this channel, not tracking checks. It inspires other people and inspires me that the videos are helping people get thousands of dollars. All right, hope you got that pen and paper ready. There's going to be 6 locations you're going to reach out to, and each location has different eligibility. So if one says no, don't worry, go to the next one. They'll say yes. They all have their own individual pot of money. All right, you ready? Here we go. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. And you're going to reach out to them and ask for rent assistance because of COVID or mortgage assistance because of COVID. Those are the key words. You don't say stimulus. They don't know what that word means. And you don't say buttermilk pancakes. They may say delicious, but sir, I have no idea what you're talking about because they just only know what they're being called about. You're calling for rent, which pays a lot, about $5,000 for 4 to 6 months. Yes. Tim and Linda got some money for rent and utilities, and you should be next. The next pot of money on this channel is wonderful. Lynn Glenn got for herself, for her daughter, and her mom, and Gail got as well. What is it? It's SNAP. Let's snap right to it. It is money for your food. It's a lot of money. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Reach out to Department of Agriculture. I'm going to go over how much money it is and why it's so much money. It's $16,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii. Wow, why so much money? Because of 2 wonderful executive orders, one from Biden and one from Trump that raised everyone's benefits up 15% between now and December. So go get that. Boy, $16,000 for SNAP, family of 4 in Hawaii, $5,000 for rent, no buttermilk pancakes. But other than that, we are killing it, and we are only 9 minutes of this video. The pancakes are coming later. But let's cut to some big other money, and I'm going to get that for you right now. One viewer got $5,000 for it, and what is it for? It's from the states. The federal government has identified states as overpaying you unemployment benefits due to computer error, not your computer, their computer, and then telling you to return the money, which you did. Well, the federal government has said, no, that was your viewers' money to keep. That was the viewers' money to keep. And has ordered the states to return the money to you. Wow. So how are you going to get the money? On the bank account you have on file with your state. When? Reach out to your state. Every state has different routing times. All right, let's get to the next pot of money. And overnight, COD dropped into the overnight crypto show on this channel. It's a hit show. It's 15 hours, and it's crypto coverage live on air. I'm in the live chat, and he jumped in there to share some information. He got his refund check by direct deposit, and he wanted you to know that. That is the second viewer in just a few days that is helping other viewers. That's the spirit of the Purple Power. People helping each other. So COG got another viewer, and another viewer got $2,000. Let's go over how much it is, when you get it, how you get it, and how you can track it. First, what is it? It is the money coming back from IRS that you paid taxes on your 2020 unemployment benefits. Here's an example. You had $9,000 of unemployment benefits. You paid $5,000 of total taxes to IRS on that 2020 tax return, of which $4,000 was the taxes you paid on the unemployment. Congratulations, you are getting back a $4,000 check from IRS. Next, how are you getting the check? In the case of COD, it went to direct deposit because he had direct deposit set up. So that's you. That's how it's going to land. Otherwise, in the mail. So watch the mail surgically over the next few weeks because it's a razor-thin envelope. You don't want to throw it away. Then, how can you track it? You can track it on irs.gov. Go in there, set up a username and password for free, and do a transcript search, which 70% of the time works. You'll check you'll see the tax return you filed, the IRS payment you made, and then the refund check going out. All checks are going to be landing in the month of June. They were sent out in the month of May, and that is the wonderful news to start. But guess what? We're getting now to the second of 3 parts of our fourth stimulus check update in this video, starting right now. A week ago today, Leader Schumer confirmed not 1, but 3 elements that I have been reporting on this channel, and let's go over all those details. First, Leader Schumer confirmed that the reconciliation process for the fourth stimulus is currently underway and has been underway. Number 2, Leader Schumer confirmed that the fourth stimulus will be called to a vote no later than a final vote on July 4th or before July 4th. And number 3, Leader Schumer confirmed that the reconciliation process will not be held up by any negotiations by the president. More about that in the third part of this recording, which is absolutely hilarious. You're going to laugh with me on this one. Now, how do we get to that spot? That's why it's important to know this, and I have breaking news about one of those steps right now. It started with Jalapal over a week ago writing Leader Schumer a letter saying, call the vote on recon. Why did Jalapal say that? Because Jalapal had said basically there was no reason to wait any longer. When Jalapal wrote Leader Schumer a letter, 12 House Democrats co-signed the letter. And of those 12 Democrats, they are of those 100-plus House Democrats who wrote the president a letter weeks earlier saying they're going to put monthly stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. OMG. Does it get better than that? It does. A week ago today, 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter saying, we are going to put monthly stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package, and we're going to work with you on doing that. Work with you is a euphemism because the president doesn't write laws, they do. So who are these people to say that? They are on the House subcommittee that is solely and exclusively responsible for writing stimulus check legislation. Oh my goodness. They wrote the first stimulus check, they wrote the second stimulus check, they wrote the third, and they're saying they're writing the fourth. Oh, wow. That is wonderful, wonderful news. Can we top that? We can. This last Tuesday, the President of the United States came in and had an announcement to say that he had got to the G7 countries to consider raising the global minimum corporate tax rate to 15%. Well, the second half of the day was the big exciting news. When the president told insiders that after fourth stimulus comes into law, he's going to get those G7 countries to sign on the dotted line about raising the global minimum tax rate to 15%. And if they do, he's then going to drop the U.S. corporate tax rate back closer to where it is right now. Wow, stimulus checks and then a lower corporate tax rate. That is wonderful. And the breaking news on that one is that the president reportedly was speaking to those G7 countries about this subject, the global minimum corporate tax rate, on Saturday. We know very little about how he's going to have those conversations or what will come of the conversations, but I will have that update for you this weekend, so tune in. It got even better news on Wednesday and Thursday when the president rejected the Republicans' counterproposal, and then Thursday when the Senate Democrats told Leader Schumer, call the vote. What are we waiting for? And with that, we're calling the vote. In the third part of this video, I'll be going over what calling the vote means, what the 9 steps of this reconciliation process involve, and a hilarious news story, hilarious new news article released today about forced stimulus. You're going to have a laugh. I'm still laughing every time I read it. But first, I have more exciting, great news for you, and it's the volunteers. They are here to help you get that rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and internet if you can't find it as well. If you're new to this channel launched last year with me never just reporting news and reading news articles like a script. That's not what I do. I get people money. And last year I got initially viewers $25 million in EID loans to save their businesses, save their homes, save their employees' homes, and save their employees' livelihoods. How did I do it? I personally handheld every viewer's application through the EID loan process, getting $25 million, sometimes several major EID loans approved in just a few hours. Then in fall 2020, I continued that help with something you now see on this channel called Purple, which is rent and utilities. We thought that second stimulus was not going to be happening, so I knew it was important for people to have their bills covered throughout the holidays. And that was what went on. $250,000 got into viewers at the time. That spirit is now continued with the volunteers. They're viewers just like you, helping one another. They are salt of the earth. And so how do you reach out to the volunteers? Go to the community page. Open to the description of this video. Go down in the description till you see an emoji of a house. Next to that emoji of the house is a link to the community page, news.lalate.com/community. Go to that page and you'll find a picture of some kitty cats. They're not the volunteers. They're just kitty cats. They don't do much except meow. They're lower on the page as the volunteers. They're separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and help you get that rent, utilities, internet, and more. I'll be back in 60 seconds with you with exciting details still about fourth stimulus and also fifth stimulus. Stay with me for those exciting details still coming up. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Noontime LA with more exciting details about fourth stimulus, that fourth stimulus check, and a hilarious new article out today about fourth stimulus. You're gonna laugh. I'm still laughing. So make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I don't want you to miss a single video on this channel. Get this video to #1. Like the video, 3,000 likes. Don't forget to like the video. Captain Sandy is in the chat room. She's going to make sure you like the video. Also, consider becoming a member. Later in this video, you'll see the value of membership. But let's turn to fifth stimulus, which heats up this fall. Fifth stimulus has that wonderful provisions that will change your benefits lifetime, and let's go over all the details of it, starting right now. They're going to first increase your benefit levels, then remove the asset limits, add an inflationary benchmark, and then remove the marriage penalty and remove the income exclusion. Let me go over the breaking news that's impacting this analysis today and also help you understand how this is going to work. First, what are they going to do? They're going to raise up your benefits one big time. Who's you? You. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, multiple benefits, or any other benefits I forgot to mention, they're going to raise them up one big time. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark, and that benchmark is inflation. That benchmark is the benchmark you want to have. Why? Because Elizabeth Warren was going to give you CPIE. That ain't going to do anything. COLA was where it is now, not much of help at all. But inflation is wonderful because most people are anticipating that the inflation rate in December will be the highest of a generation. Wow. Now, ultimately, we have to look at a lot of economic data. This morning, the new jobs number for non-payroll came out, which is different than yesterday's jobs numbers. And it was a bad number. It did not show a lot of growth, which surprised a lot of people. Now, that helps for stimulus. It doesn't give us much insight about inflation, but a lot of analysts were asked whether inflation had anything to correlate to this. No. But most analysts still put the inflation rate in December, maybe about 2 to 7%. So let's choose a number, 6%, see how it works. First, they'll raise your benefits up under fifth stimulus. Then they'll apply the benchmark in December, the inflation rate at that time. Let's say 6%. That'll step you up another 6%. But not just for next year. Lifetime. Because the way the benefits works is they step you up. They never step you down. So once they step you up, you're at plus 6%, not just next year, but lifetime. If the year after that, the inflation rate is 0, you're still at plus 6%. And the year after that, the inflation is 1%, then you're at plus 1, plus 6%. It's wonderful news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap. Just the time to remove it. It says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. It's time to remove it before we get those stimulus checks in our hand. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a very old 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away. And finally, the marriage penalty. It's going to go away. Love is going to win. You're going to be able to marry your longtime love interest, not suffer marriage penalty. And if you are married, you won't suffer from the marriage penalty as well. Now, it's important to understand that fifth stimulus has a lot of other stuff in there besides this. And the only way you can really get a delineation, a breakdown, an understanding, a list of what's in the fifth stimulus, the fourth stimulus, and the third stimulus is by being a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Every day I never have enough time to go through all the provisions of what's in the fifth stimulus, in the fourth stimulus, and the third stimulus. But this is money for you. And by being a member, every day you're sent from the YouTube page, community page on YouTube via me, what's in the third, fourth, and fifth stimulus. If you have that YouTube account set up to go to your email address, you get it by email. For example, the American Family Plan is called the fifth stimulus, but there's a lot of money in there for single people, single individuals, single hazard pay, single seniors. So that money is for you. You need to know what money you get. Now, if you can't become a member, then at least subscribe because there's a lot of money happening. And a lot of these stimulus packages are intersecting at the same time over the next few weeks. You don't want to get confused at all. Now let's turn to fourth stimulus with a hysterical new story out today as we go into our third part of fourth stimulus update of 2021 in this video. I'll be going over that hysterical story. We'll be going over calling the vote and finally a personal message about fourth stimulus. All right, that hysterical story out today talks about what the president is doing. And before I tell you about the story, let me tell you where we are. First, we're in reconciliation. Second, the bills have been written during reconciliation. Third, they're going through getting ready for the voting process. Fourth, they're not waiting for the president or anything. So I want you to know that before I tell you the story. So what did the president do yesterday? He met on Wednesday. What did he do on Wednesday? He met with Shelley Moore Capito. And what happened after that? Nothing. Well, the report today says that progressives are, quote, pulling out their hair because they're sick of the president meeting with Shelley Moore Capito. Why? Because they say there's no purpose to meet with Shelley Moore Capito. She's not giving him any more money. Yet he still meets with her. So they don't understand what he's doing. Now, insiders in the article say that the president knows what he's doing, that he knows it's going by reconciliation. He knows he's not going to get Shelley Moore Capito to give him more money. But he wants the optics, he wants the public to look like he is being pleasant and favorable to Shelley Moore Capito, a Republican. Well, the article went on to say, with someone on the record actually saying this, that the president doesn't understand this, that going into the 2022 midterm elections, no one is going to vote based upon whether he was nice or not nice to Shelley Moore Capito, because no one knows who Shelley Moore Capito is. I don't know who she is either. So there you go. That's why he's doing that. That's why he's going to lunch all the time with Shelley Moore Capito, because he wants the public to think he's nice to Shelley Moore Capito. Now, if you've been with this channel since last year, you've seen a full cast of characters. And I've seen some of your comments where you're like, where is that cast of character? We haven't heard from Nancy. We haven't heard from Mitch. We haven't heard from Pat Toomey. We haven't heard from Mitt Romney. Where are those 2020 cast of characters? Well, I want to inform you that this is Love and Stimulus. If you like love and hip hop, this is Love and Stimulus. There's a new cast of characters this season. And so, as that one person said in that report, no one knows who Shelley Moore Capito. It's sort of like a reunion at Love and Stimulus. I don't know who you are. No one knew who you were before you got on the show, and they still don't know who you are, Shelley Moore Capito. So there you are. It's a new cast of characters, and you got, we'll learn more about them at the reunion. So there we go. Let's cut back now to calling the vote in the fourth stimulus. Calling the vote is very important. It's important you understand the calling the vote steps. I want to go through all the steps right now. There's 9 steps of calling the vote. And those 9 steps, the first half are procedural and the second half are substantive. They're required by the Constitution, and there's no way to skip a step. Step 1 is the House subcommittee calls a procedural vote. Step 2, the House floor calls a procedural vote. Step 3, the Senate calls a procedural vote. Step 4, the President signs the procedural bill. The tow truck is passed over the finish line. Step 5, the House subcommittee writes and votes on the substantive bill. That would be potentially where the House subcommittee detailed early in this video would write the 4th monthly stimulus checks. They don't have to, but that's where they would do it. Step 6 is where the House would vote on that. Step 7 and 8 is the 2-day vote-a-rama in the Senate. During that vote-a-rama, the senators can amend whatever they were given to them by the House. So, if the House gave them stimulus checks, they can amend them. If the House didn't give them stimulus checks, they can amend and add them in there. And step 9, the president signs the substantive bill into law. And at that point, the tow hitch is also passed over the finish line. Finally, it's important to understand that I want you to push as part of the Purple Power. The Purple Power launched last year because legislators often have laws and don't send out money, often have bills and don't call a vote, often promise something and fold like a lawn chair. And that ultimately, you can't expect anything if you don't push. So take these videos and share them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and make sure you push with hashtag MSC, hashtag Purple Power, because pushing is what gets you to the finish line. Finally, it's important for you to understand that I fully see on the outside fringes, and I'm not going to go too much over it, that what's happening now is a little bit like fall of 2020. In fall of 2020, and especially in July of 2020, there were some very partisan publications who, when they saw something was being done by Democrats, wanted to, in their partisan reporting, tell you that you weren't getting certain things. And they're back doing that again. Yeah, I'm not going to name names. But certain partisan publications that don't like Democrats doing things are trying to say that things are not coming from you from Democrats. And so I'm getting a lot of questions saying that partisan publication said, well, that partisan publication said other things. And finally, a last thing. And they even go this petty, and they did it in 2020. I made videos on it back in 2020. I'm not going to do it again. In 2020, a certain series of partisan publications play games with the word in session. I want you, again, to know what in session means. It's about as I almost cursed. It's about as ridiculous a news article as you can make it. What does in session mean? It means that the floor of the House or the floor of the Senate is in session where they vote. So what the partisan publications generally do is they tell you that people are out of town and in the South Pacific having Mai Tais when they're not in session. That is not what that means. In session means they're on the floor voting. Does not mean they're out of town. So out of session does not mean they're out of town. And for example, House subcommittees, in town. Senate subcommittees, in town. Working, calling votes, working on bills. And in everyone working in their chambers and in their offices, working, yes. So do not hear the word in session or out of session as reason that people are gone. Is to make this any more, well, now I'm not going to do it. I was going to use an example from both sides of the political spectrum, where they're always in town and working in subcommittees, but not voting on the floor. So remember that in session is only calling a vote on the floor. That doesn't mean they're not working on the working in subcommittees. They are not on full recess until middle July. So there you go. And with that, thank you for joining me on a big noontime LA. I don't know who Shelley Moore Capito is, but if you do, then congratulations. And with that, make sure you subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single video across this board. I'm next back with you at 3 o'clock with Afternoons LA. Now, that's going to be a great video. Also, like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes after Afternoons LA. I'm back with you on Evenings LA at 5 p.m. And consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and pinned comment. After that, I'm back with you on Evenings LA. Oh, wait, stop the music. I forgot to tell you the fun. We now have something in this show called double chat rooms. It's a lot of fun if you like confusion. So now, every night on this channel at 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 11:30, there's 2 videos live airing at the same time. Yeah. So if you like being Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or Mrs. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or whoever they were, and you like to be in 2 live chat rooms at the same time and see how you can handle it, then that is the fun of the now live double chat room moments of this channel. And every night at 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 11:30. And with that, subscribe, like, and consider becoming a member. And I'll see you next on Afternoons LA at 3 p.m. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful afternoon. Hope the weather's good where you are, and stay with LA for more.